Hello, my dear ones. This is Dr. Morse, and I want to show you and introduce you to the world of tissue regeneration. A great example of tissue regeneration, as I've been talking about for the last, how many years I've been on YouTube, 20 or 30, and been doing this for 50. I've been into regeneration when I was back as a fruitarian living in the woods. I knew by living just on fruit, watching the changes in my body, I knew what could cure. And I knew that the kidneys were a major component here, the adrenal glands. And so as I started practicing as a naturopath and seeing people and learning more, my experience back in living on as a fruitarian in the woods came into play a lot. So this gentleman came to me, he's a diabetic, type 2. He had a callus on the side of his toe, just a callus. And when the ears, nose, and throat guy, or the toe guy, whoever, cut this callus out, he ended up with nothing underneath it. So when you look at a callus is a bunch of dead cells and acids and metabolitic wastes that are not pulled out of the body properly. So they're building up. And when these acids build up interstitially, and that could be anywhere in your body, you start breaking down cells. If a pathologist takes one, it could be a cancer cell, but it's just a cell breaking down because you're not removing the waste from that cell out of that region of the body. Because no one ever told you that the kidneys were the connecting link of the waste out of the human body. So when you build up waste in the human body, the blowback on the tissue is what you see in these pictures on this toe. Now, this gentleman was a diabetic. What diet did I put this gentleman on? I put this gentleman on 100% fruit. He's a diabetic. I put him 100% on fruit and nothing else, and I gave him an herbal program. The herbal program was designed to open up the kidney filtration of the lymph, turn on the adrenal glands, so it can turn on the kidneys, it can turn on electrically everything else in the body, autonomically. So there's a lot of things we were doing in this case, but just fruit and an herbal program. And as you see the progression of this toe, over here you'll see it detoxifying the bone out of itself. The body gets rid of what it doesn't want. You have to be in the proper electrical and chemical stance to do it. And in detoxification, the chemical stance is going to be, or slurry is going to be alkaline. Base chemistry, a hydrating chemistry, which is a chemistry full of electrons. And that's going to be your fruits, your berries, your melons, and your salads. And this man just did this all on fruit and the herbs. So you can see where the body's kicking out the bone and necrotic tissue. As you can see then, the body's rebuilding this toe. And in the final analysis, you have a fine toe built back. Allopathically, it was removal of the toe and maybe a lot more than that. So and being a diabetic, they didn't even fix the diabetes. They don't know how. And so I fixed this gentleman's diabetes. He does not have blood sugar problems anymore. He's got a toe there. And as we see it progressing, it looks like it's going to get a toenail on it. And we have got a new toe rebuilt. That's tissue regeneration. When you learn consciousness and you learn all this, you will learn how things work here in creation. You will learn how chemistry works. What drives chemistry? What drives your emotions? What drives thought? And how does that manifest in chemistry down here? And how do you take something like this in a decay of acidosis, in a decay, an atrophy of tissue, and how do you make it new and rebuilt again? Remember, the body can decay and die, but it can also rebuild and live longer. You just don't have one. Medical doctors don't understand that. But we naturopaths understand life and how the body rebuilds itself. And once you learn how simple that is, and each and every one of you can learn it, you can regenerate your body all you want. Enjoy the world of tissue regeneration.